Hello my dear friends, well we are back and we are back with a review of a new guitar. Although it's not very new to me, it's been with me for some time because I generally always keep a guitar with me for quite some time. Playing it and trying to do everything with it before I give it a review because like I always tell you before, it's an unbiased review and so I try to know more about the guitar before suggesting it to you. Okay, alright, so today we have got an Ibanez. This is one of the first in my collection. I have never been much of a big fan of Ibanez. Not that it don't produce good models or something. The only thing is, I'm more interested in American made guitars and American companies. I have nothing against Japanese guitars. Okay, I do love LTDs and other brands as well. But the thing is, Ibanez, apart from the good models endorsed by Mr. Steve Vai and other people, I never found them to be special. I mean, they're not they're not the ones which create like historic models or something like that. But that's my view. Apart from that, it's a very old company. Been making guitars for a long time, and especially it kind of forged the metal scene with the models during the 80s. Okay, so it's a very good company, and it has a different vibe altogether. Although the model may look like this one looks something like maybe a hybrid between Fender Strat and something like that, but it has a different view. Now this one is the RG series, and the model name would be Rgew521Zc. Now, Ibanez generally have this kind of names. Now, let me explain it to you. RG is for the RG shape, as you can see. Okay, now EW is exotic wood. Now, this one, if you see, this is fabulous, and the woodwork is amazing, which I'll come to later, part of the show. And that's EW, exotic wood, and ZC would probably be as it says Zuricote top. Okay, so this would out here is Zuricote top. Okay, now let's talk about the specs of the guitar. This is an amazing guitar. Like I told you, I'm not a big fan of Ibanez, but I find it very comfortable to play. Okay, the top wood is open pore. I wonder if you can see it in the camera with the lights, but it's open pore. It's a solid piece. Okay, it's a Zuricote top, bound very beautifully by 4 layer ply with cream abalone in between and cream again. Okay, it's a beautiful binding all over. Alright, now come to the body. The body is one piece mahogany, and this one is handcrafted. The body is chambered, so it's not very heavy. I'm not very sure, but it should be not more than 5 pounds or something. Okay, now coming to the neck, it's a beautiful neck. It's a roasted maple neck and is one piece. Okay, that's a very rare thing to find these days. One piece maple neck and roasted maple neck, which is very sturdy. It don't change according to the weather. The binding around the neck, if you can see, is also done with a different layer of maple. Beautifully done with black dots. Now the fretboard is a Madagascar ebony. So you can see the black color. Okay, stainless steel fret. Absolutely beautiful. It will last you a long your lifetime. You can pass it on to your children. Okay, the truss rod is the carbon fiber one, two-way truss rod, adjustable. You can adjust from here, which is another good plus point factor. The tuners are not locking, which is a sad part. I don't know why they not produce locking tuners. Just add it to our bill. We'll be happy to pay that. It's a norm, but it keeps in tune. It's good. I've been playing for. Here it's a black tusk bone nut. Okay, well cut, if you can see. Okay, now after that it's a string through body. So So it gives a good sustain, and this guitar, I'll be talking about the sustain later. Amazing sustain. Now, talking about exotic wood, so you have mahogany, zircot, roasted maple, maple binding. Okay, apart from that, you see this. These are very extraordinary ones. If you can see the close up and if you can make it out, these are not made of plastic, they are made of wood. This is made of a walnut. So you can see the walnut, you see the grains of the wood. So no wonder. That's the reason I chose this guitar, as a matter of fact, because apart from that, I wouldn't have gotten Ibanez in my collection. Ibanez bridge, okay, which is a thing which I don't appreciate, because I felt with a Floyd Rose system or a nice trem system would have been good, because this one has an amazing sustain. I'll show it to you later. Okay, now again, it's two humbuckers, DiMarzio. The one on the neck, the neck humbucker is, both are passive alnico humbuckers. It's named Air Norton. The neck is Air Norton, and the bridge is Tone Zone. So very good DiMarzio. You can even see the DiMarzio logo, which is engraved. I wonder whether the camera would catch it. And it's a bolt-on neck. It's a bolt-on neck, but you'd be surprised with the sustain of this one. Okay, maybe because of the ebony wood, or maybe some construction. But and also the pickup, which is a high gain pickup, very high gain pickup. But moreover, you know, the thing, the sustain. I've never seen a sustain where a bolt-on neck has this kind of a sustain. Okay, so without further ado, let's start with the tone. Okay, now so let's start with the let me mention, this is a five-way switch. So you know, the first we have the humbucker at the neck. In the second position we have the two inner coils. Third position, both the humbuckers. Fourth position, the outer coils. And the final position, this humbucker. Very simple setup and a variety of tones. So with one guitar, now let me mention, this one is a guitar RG, of course. You try to play a hard rock or metal with this, is absolutely good. If you want to try playing jazz and blues, well, you have to go for a very low gain setting, and the result will still not be that good. That's a drawback, but that's what the RG is meant for. Okay, let's start. In the clean setting, the neck humbucker, the middle, I'm in the position 2. Middle position. The fourth position. And finally, the fifth position. Now, as you see, I have just, it's in a clean setup, okay, and with just a little bit of your overdrive. Okay, now even without the overdrive, it would be. So can you see the amount of gain? Okay, it's a very high gain, like I told you. Now let's try a little bit of the distorted ones. Position 4. The middle, both the humbuckers working. Second position. Finally the neck. heard at this moment here, the speciality of this guitar is the sustain. See, it almost goes on forever, as if you have a sustenic humbucker or something. Okay, and one more thing I need to mention is this is a 0-speed tone and volume knob, so you can move it very fast, okay, without any breakups in between, which is another additional factor. Price wise, like Ibanez is a company which makes very good guitars at a very affordable price. Now with this kind of wood, this kind of a setup, okay, and this kind of workmanship with some other companies would cost you more than $2,000 to $3,000. This one fortunately comes much below that. It costs you near about $1,200 to $1,300, which is a very affordable price for a guitar of this versatile nature. Okay, now apart from that, I generally always use a power slinky by Earnie Ball. I prefer to use that. Okay. Now the DiMarzio, the Air Norton and Tone Pro, I find them very similar to the Liquifier and the Crunch Lab of John Petrucci guitars. I don't know whether it's the same thing. There's a marketing strategy or something where they are, they are just changing the names according to Mr. Petrucci's needs. I'm sorry, I don't want people to trust in a different manner. I just find the same setup, the same amp setting and the same guitar setting, okay, and the same strings, they sound almost similar, which is a good thing, because now if it was signature by Mr. Petrucci, the signature series, that would cost you another $1,000 or more compared to this price, okay. But like I told you, Ibanez makes guitars at a very affordable price. That's the reason we are enjoying this guitar at a very low cost. Now, talking about the neck is satin finished, roasted maple, so it's very comfortable, very fast for your hands. It will get stuck up when your hands are sweaty. And the good thing about the neck is it's very, very, very flat here. So it's good for your lead, and the neck is a little thin to my liking. I prefer thicker necks. I've been always talking about that. But as a matter of fact, it's still very, comfortable for me to play. Now let's just see how it plays and how it wails and how it sounds. Okay. So we'll be playing along with the backing track, and I'll be just changing the setting of the pickups. So you just know the changes of the guitar. Okay. So let's start. butter, man. It plays like butter. Believe me, from a non-believer, I'm not a big fan of Ibanez. But if there's an Ibanez guitar, apart from your Steve Vai's gem, or maybe you want to throw in a couple more $1,000 for Mr. Satriani's, I forget the name, because Ibanez have very long names, okay? They don't have a simple name like a Les Paul or a Strat or a Telecaster or something. Now, this one is like a super Strat kind of a guitar. The only thing which it lacks, to my view, is a trim system, because with a high sustain, a good trim would have sounded fabulous. That's what I believe. Now, why would you buy this guitar? One, you have an Ibanez, a very perfect company which has been making guitars. They have mastered the art of making guitars. The Japanese company Ibanez on your headstock. Two, affordable price for a thing like this. Three, playability, absolutely perfect. For workmanship, it has been built to ultimate perfection. It has surpassed the kind of bare builds, like compared to some American guitars as well. Okay, it's perfect. Every corner, I try to see like there's some problem here and there. I cannot. Everything looks perfect. And lastly, if you have love for exotic woodwork, you have seen guitars with different kind of paint jobs, fine. But where would you find a guitar with a wood finish like this, a neck like this, okay? And if I'd not want you to forget that knobs made of wood, and it feels like it's made of plastic. It's so beautifully, you can't see it in camera. I wish I could show you. So, and of course, one more reason, this Ibanez has endorsed a DiMarzio professional level pickup. Okay, now this is a part of the RG Prestige series, and I have been reading about it. This guitar was not supposed to be marketed. There are very few pieces made in the world. I mean, they say it has been made just 500 pieces, which were supposed to be given off to show the excellence in the guitar building of Ibanez. I'm not the lucky one. I don't have a rich uncle who has left me a fortune, so I had to pay in my hard-earned bucks and I had to buy it, unfortunately. But this was supposed to be given off by Ibanez for some contest or something. This one got stuck up in some shop which I happened to visit, okay? And while looking here and there, the color, the finish and things, okay, and let's have a look at it and let's just play, okay? No intention of buying, because I don't buy Ibanez, but then I bought it. Now, you can buy it if you're into hard rock genre or metal, but even classic rock. But if you're into blues and jazz, please don't buy this guitar. That'll be a waste of your money. Of course, you can go for the lower gain settings and all, but still, the sustain is too much. And apart from that, that'll be a big insult to a good craftsmanship for a heavy metal guitar like this. This is a metal guitar made by Ibanez, who forged the heavy metal scene from the 80s, early 90s, before LTD took it over. So go for this. This is lovely. One more thing before I forget. The dots out here, the cream dots here on the neck, and the cream binding out here is not plastic, as they say. It's made of ivory. Now do you feel that you have really cracked a big deal? Okay, so like I said, this was supposed to be a giveaway guitar, just 500 pieces made, just to show the excellence in building guitars, but I happen to lay my hand on this. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Ask your friends to do that as well, so that we can just come up with other videos such as this. The track which I played for you, maybe if I get the time, sometime I'll just play the entire track, because it's a new composition of mine. Please take some time out to like and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell icon so you can always get the latest videos at your site. Alright? And till then, keep practicing and keep up the spirit. I'll see you soon.